A kingdom born out of conflict, Rohan has seen many wars since the founding in the time of Eorl the Young during the latter years of the Third Age, having waged wars against the Dunlenin from the north, the Orcs of the White Mountains to the south, and more recently, the growing power that spreads forth from Isengard. Rohan's borders needs to be constantly defended, and her sons must become warriors more swiftly than those in many other lands. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the next installment of the Army Focus series, and it is time for Rowan. And I will also squeeze one tiny little army list after Rowan as well. So we have a lot to get through, so before we get cracking, make sure as always to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell button to not miss out on any further content here on the channel. So let's take a look at the army composition. This army may include Theoden, Theoden, Eomer, Eowyn, Meritoc, Knights of the Mark, Erkenbrand, Gamling, Hama, Grimbled of Grimslade, Eorl the Young, Captains of Rohan, King's Huntsman, Warriors of Rowan, Riders of Rohan, Rowan Royal Guard, Rowan Outriders, and Sons of Eorl. Additional rules: Riders of Rowan within this army list do not count towards your force bow limit. So that's a great thing. You can have a lot of archers while being mounted. The army bonus is as follows: Ride for Ruin and the World's Ending. Friendly Rowan cavalry models gain +1 strength on a turn in which they charge. Not bad. So let's start, of course, with the heroes. We have Theoden. He's 75 points of legendary hero, so his stats aren't all that impressive, but he is a hero of legend, so he can bring a lot of buddies to the table. He has 331 for his heroics. Basically everyone who dies in the movies or in the books have low fate, and that's also the case with Theoden. As we know, he gets trampled by a ringwraith. So he has a fight 5 and a strength 4, pretty much like any basic hero. Human at least. He has a defense of 5, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, and 5 courage. And he can be upgraded in a variety of ways. He can take an armored horse, and indeed you should. You can take also a regular horse if you prefer, but I don't see the point. It's only 5 points of difference, right? He can take the heavy armor and the shield. You should probably take all of that, because his base defense of 5 isn't all that impressive, given that he has only 1 fate and 2 wounds. He has the expert rider, so he has a harder time to fail those falling off the mount arrows. And he's also a horse lord, and he has the passive rule: the will of men is easily corrupted, which makes him extra susceptible to Grima's trickeries, which is of course very fitting for him. If he is within 6 of Theoden, Grima that is, Theoden is reduced to a fight of 3 instead of 5. And lose 1 attack as well, so that's obviously very, very bad. And they can't declare any heroics, and may not use will points. So stay clear of Grima, which is something that you can't always control, right? He also has an active rule called Fourth and Fear No Darkness. His standfast is 12-inch rather than 6. Yeah, that's Theoden, so not a fantastic hero in and of itself, but he can bring a lot of bodies, and while mounted is still a menace, obviously. His son is next up, the heir Rowan, Theoden. He is 80 points, so he is slightly more expensive than his father. He's just a hero of valor though, so he can only bring 15 bodies. He has the same heroic stat line, 331, same fight, same strength. His defense is 6 though, because the heavy armor is included. And he has 3 attacks, so 1 more than his father, otherwise he's the same. And he can take a horse, but he can't take an armored horse. He can be upgraded with a shield and throwing spears, and he has the same expert rider horse lord thingamajiggies. He also has an active rule called Reckless Charge, which means that he must charge an enemy model if he is able to do so. Additionally, on a turn in which he charges, Theoden may reroll any failed 2 wound rolls during the fight. It's a bit of a double-edged sword there. Then we have Eomer, who's slightly more expensive. He's 100 points, hero of valor, so can also bring 15 bodies. His heroics are better though, because he has 333, not 331. He has basically all the same stats. 3 wounds, 3 attacks, so yeah, even better than 3 other thread there. And he has this active special rule, the Prize of Grief, which means that if Theoden or Eowyn are in the same force and either are slain, he adds +1 to all his 2 wound rolls during the fight phase, and he must charge when he is able to do so. So he's a pretty great hero actually. And then we have Eowyn, which is not all that great though. She's just a minor hero, so she can only bring 6 people to the table really, and I don't really see the point in bringing her there, to be fair. She has pretty bad stats. I mean fight 5, so that's okay I guess, but only strength 3. Can't take an armored horse, just 2 wounds, 2 attacks, and 2/2/2 for heroics. I mean she's fairly cheap for 40 points. She has the special rule, I shall kill you if you touch him. If Theoden is slain, you place a 24mm marker where he fell, and she must then move straight to that during her move phases, if she's able to do so. And once she's within 3, she can't willingly move any further from it. And she has +1 to wound, as long as she is within that zone, and also becomes fearless and re-rolls any failed to wound rolls as well. So, in a very, very niche circumstance, she can be a pretty decent fighter, but overall not worth it. And neither are Meritoc. Is 25 points of waste, to be fair. He's 1/1/2 for heroics, but strength 2, 1 attack, 1 wound. Why would you take him over a regular captain? I don't see the point. Then we have Erkenbrand. He's 75 points, 3/1/1, and fight 5, strength 4, defense 7 though, because the heavy armor and the shield is included. And so is the Horn of Hammerhand, which is a warhorn that adds +2 rather than +1 to coverage. Pretty awesome, right? And he can be upgraded with a regular horse. And yes, if you include him, you can upgrade any number of Riders of Rowan in his warband to be Westfold of Red Shields for 1 point per model, and that means that they are counted as being in range of banner if they are within 3 of Erkenbrand. Then we have Gambling. He's 55 points, 3/1/1, defense 6, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, fight 4, strength 4. The banner is the kind of awesome thing with him though, because that's the Royal Standard of Rowan. He has the passive rule that any Rowan models within 3 and have no might remaining automatically adds 1 to their pool. But it can't take them beyond their starting level. He actually does not suffer any penalties for carrying the Royal Standard. He does not get the ill benefits during duels with the banner. Then we have Hama, who in the movies gets eaten by a warg, but that doesn't happen in the book. He has 3/1/1 for his rogues, 55 points, hero of fortitude. And so is Gambling, and so is Erkenbrand as well. I forgot to mention that, so they can bring 12 buddies to the table. Yeah, he's defense 6 with heavy armor. 2 attacks, 2 wounds. Nothing really much to say about him. Then we have Grimbled of Grimslade. He has the Mighty Blow, which means that he causes 2 wounds instead of 1 wound. And if you include him, you can upgrade any warriors to be Helmingas for +1 points to have strength 4. That's pretty awesome for basic human infantry. It's not all that much to say about. He's 2 attacks, 2 wounds, fight 5, so yeah, standard human captain stats basically. Then we have Eol the Young for 115 points, hero valor, 3/2/2, with an asterisk on the might. He has the legendary hero passive rule. The first time each turn that he expends a point of might, roll D6 on a 4+. The point of might is free and does not reduce Eol's store might. He can do plethora of heroic actions, and he has a special steed called Felaro, which has moved 12 instead of 10. It's 3 attacks, 3 wounds, fight 5, defense 7, strength 4. But he is from another timeline, so if you include him, you can't include any other named heroes. It will F up your alliance matrix as well. So, but he's a very beautiful model. Then we have King's Huntsman, which are minor heroes, 50 points, nothing special, fight 3 only. But they are more like archers. They have 3+ on the bows there. 2 wounds, 1 attack, 2/1/1. Heroic accuracy for heroic actions. And they have the Master Archer special rule, which means they only fail in the wave rolls on the roll of 1. And each time they slay an enemy hero or monster, you restore the King's Huntsman's might to its starting level. So then we have Captains of Rowan, which are heroes of fortitude, 2/1/1, fight 4, strength 4, 2 attacks, 2 wounds. Armor included. For defense 5 you can upgrade to heavy armor and shield, so you'll have 7 defense then, I guess. And you can also take a horse, but not a armored horse. And if this model is within 12 inch of Theoden and has the cavalry keyword, they receive +1 bonus in the fight on a charge turn. And then we have the standard plastic Warriors of Rohan, 6 points, fight 3, 4+ on the bow, strength 3, defense 4 base, 1 attack, 1 wound, 3 courage. Pretty low courage there. You can upgrade them with shields to have 5 defense. You should probably do that with everyone that doesn't have a bow. Then we have Riders, which are pretty much the same, although they have the shield included, so they are defense 5. And they also get the +1 bonus to the fight value on each turn they charge, and you have to add to that you have the army bonus as well with +1 strength. And then we have the Royal Guard, which are just awesome models for 10 points. Fight 4, strength 3, defense 6 with the heavy armor and shield included. You can upgrade them with regular horses and throwing spears. And they have the bodyguard special rule and the expert rider. And they have the Rise Riders of Theoden, which means that they add the fight, as I said earlier. Which the Outriders do not. They are 8 points and can only take regular horses. They have the Vanguard special rules, however. They can use a friendly heroes models stand fast regardless of range, which is pretty cool. But yeah, situational. Otherwise, nothing special. 3+ on the bow. And then we have Son of Eol, which means that they get the Riders of Eol active special rule while they are within 6 of Eol. Yeah, they get +1 to their attack value. That's pretty awesome. So on the charge they will have 3 attacks then. But they are 20 points each, so quite expensive cavalry there. Cannot be upgraded though, because a lot of stuff is included in the war gear. Then I'm also gonna include the Wildmen of Dwaram in this video. So just a short fluff text here. Those that dwell in the forest of Drúadan are wild savage races of men, not civilized by the standards of Rowan and Gondor. These men have spent their lives wandering many forest paths, memorizing every route, tree, and hole that resides within their lands. This army may include 2 things, Grimbled and Wose's warrior. And the army bonus is called Wildmen have long ears and long eyes, know all paths. Models from this army gain the Mountain Dwell special rule. Additionally, enemy models do not gain any benefit from the Stalk Unseen special rule or any such special rules that give similar benefits against models from this army. Additionally, warbands from this army that contains between 9 and 12 models do not need a hero to be the captain of the warband. Instead, one of the warrior models within this warband takes on the role of the warband's captain, purpose of deployment. And you can include, as I said, Grimbled and Wose's warriors. Grimbled is a hero of valor, so he can take 15 of these guys with him. He's 3 might, 1 will, 1 fate. Fight 4, strength 4, only defense 4. Can't buff that whatsoever, only 2 attacks, 2 wounds. So, I mean, quite expensive without someone who just has 4 defense, right? A lot of special rules though. Hatred for goblins, orcs, and Uruk-hai. Stalk Unseen woodland creatures. You really have to use the environment here to your advantage to not have this quite frail hero model slain straight away. Then we have the Wose's warriors. They are 9 points each. They have daggers, spears, and poisoned blowpipes, which also the leader has. I mean, they pretty much just look the same. They only fight 3 though. The leader has 4, and all the same special rules. That's it for today's video. So it was mostly about Rowan here, but I felt like the Wildmen could be just squeezed in as well because they are such a small army list. Next time I will talk about Rivendell, and I will probably not squeeze anything extra in that video, because that's quite an extensive list just in and of itself. And then after that I'll do Lothlorien, probably also gonna be a single video, and then we'll squeeze Fangorn, the Misty Mountains, possibly Khazad-dûm in the same video, possibly also the Wanderers in the Wild. Maybe we'll do like a really big video there last time. Let's see. And then we're off to the evil forces in the Armies of the Lord of the Rings book. So that's it for today. I'm gonna be off now, so I hope you have enjoyed this rambling. So take care, and if you enjoyed it, make sure, as I said at the beginning, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit that bell button. Take care.